It's literally 6:30 p.m. right now. And yeah. Yeah, like about 300 people. Why? Hi guys. So, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my vlog. So I do have a haul to show you guys. I did get some merch at the concert final. I just want to tell you guys that I don't have a ticket to go to the concert, so therefore I'm really just here to travel around Korea and just have a pretty chill trip. To basically have a pretty chill kind of trip, even though I know that I'm probably going to be going for merchandise and things like that, which I have. Have you seen my other vlog? Like, I went to a pop-up shop, I went to the BT.3 store. So obviously I was gonna hit up the Seoul final for the merch. Now I did do the pre-order, like the first batch of pre-orders. That was a hot mess. Anyone who tried to join that pre-order knows it was a hot mess. I'm not gonna touch on it because I guess Big Hit redeemed themselves with the second batch, and they gave a long period of time. This is like the kind of thing that I always wonder why Big Hit never did, like just giving a pre-order a longer limited time with not like a limited amount of items for the sale, because I mean our fandom is so big, like they should know by now that like whatever they come out with is never enough. um so yeah, there's that. I'm sorry I'm you know talking before I'm doing my haul, but I guess I just wanted to go into like a little story time to tell you guys how I got the merch and what went on and things like that. By no means is it like juicy or anything like that or drama related. There's a little drama obviously for there to be a story time, but it's nothing like totally bad. Also, this is from my perspective, my opinion. It does not mean what I say, went the same way for everybody. Someone's experience there could differ from mine, okay? And yeah, I'm just sharing what I went through because it's my vlog. So yesterday, let's just start with the second pre-order batch. When that came out, my friend and I, we did join that pre-order because we didn't know if we were able to get merch here. Because if you've ever gone to line up for merch for BTS, you would know. And if you've ever gone to line up for merch for BTS, but out of, oh, sorry, just ate, but out of like the US, like I'm talking just US armies here. I don't know how armies from all around the world operate, but anyways, at least for the US Army side of things, like it's pretty, I want to say, yeah, things get sold out and it gets kind of hectic and the lines are kind of long, but I promise you nothing gives you more trauma than lining up for merch out of the country. Like mostly I'm talking Korea and Japan. I never been to Japan, but my friend did and she told me stories, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like I said, I'm not here to talk trash or whatever. I'm just telling my story. So anyway, so when Big Hit released the second pre-order batch, we ordered our stuff. We weren't sure what we're gonna get, but we also were hoping that Big Hit's plan works, because obviously they're doing this to cut down on lines, to cut down on waiting time, to cut down on people camping out way ahead of time, you know? So we really, my friend and I, my friend Adriana and I predicted that maybe, you know, people start lining up really early, maybe, I don't know, like 4 or 5 a.m. because... Hi guys, so this is future me editing, and I thought I'd insert this little clip to better explain myself, because I feel like some people are going to misunderstand me when I say that we assumed people were going to line up at 4 or 5 in the morning. What I meant and what I mean by we thought, not that we were underestimating, we've done this long enough to know that people are crazy enough to line up like days up to weeks ahead for anything BTS related. Like, we know this, okay? But what I meant is that because of all these things that Big Hit planned out, like the pre-order online, where like I think it was like a 4-day pre-order where you, like, nothing was selling out. Like, you can order as much as you want. Well, not, you know, there was still a limit, but you could order as much as you want during those 3-4 days or whatever that they had to pre-order. And yeah, like, you had that amount of time, and then people had the option to put in their order at 8 a.m. if they're at the venue to go pick up at a later time. So they had all of these options. So we were thinking, like, there's no way that a lot of people will be lining up. Like, at least we were hoping, you know, because usually people who line up or camp overnight for merch anyways are people who are doing goes, or people who do resell, or maybe people who are international armies, and I don't know, they're just crazy enough to do it. I don't know, you know, but just, we were just hoping so bad. We really thought that the line was not going to be that bad, but as you'll see or saw, like, in the clip that I'll put in here, when we're lining up or camping out or whatever, there was like at least 200 people in front of us, and even more behind us. I want to say when it hit like around like 10 at night, because the merch goes on sale at 8 a.m. This is also something that they've never done before. Usually merch goes on sale at 10 a.m. I guess now they're doing 8 a.m. so that people have time to go get their merch before heading to the concert, which I totally commend Big Hit for doing, because past concerts, like, that I've experienced, like the last time that I went to Seoul, not the last time, but like when I went to the Seoul Love Yourself kickoff concert, that one I almost missed my concert because I was lining up for merch. So good on Big Hit for letting people line up for merch, selling merch at an earlier time. Like, you know, great. Like, I love improvements. Like, I love the glow up. But anyways, yeah, my friend and I thought that no one was gonna line up. Like, no way, you know? So we were just in our Airbnb chilling, and my friend went on Twitter just to check, just to see what was up, to maybe, like, is there anyone crazy enough to go line up at that time, because I want to say around that time where we were just at our Airbnb was maybe around 4 5 p.m. ish, and then she sees that there's already this huge line, like 100 people plus. So we're like, oh my god, okay, let's haul ass and get there, you know. So we went, and I had to admit I was a bit unprepared. Like, I knew it was gonna be cold, but I assumed that it was gonna be the cold that I experienced when I lined up for the pop-up shop, which was cold, but it wasn't like freezing cold. However, my friend and I got there, we all had one blanket and our 2 little muster picnic mat, and I want to say it's not that big. Like, it could fit one person per mat. Like, it's not that big, but that's what we had, so that's what we used. But yeah, so individual mats, one small blanket to share, and she brought her luggage, and that was it. Like, we really didn't bring anything, and I was such an idiot. I should have dressed more prepared for it, but like, really, I didn't know. I should have looked up the weather. Like, if I could do so many things differently, I totally would have, but I didn't. So anyways, we get there and we're probably like in the 200s, you know, not too bad. Like, usually merch sells out like past 500s. But if you're up, like, if you're in the upper 200s, like, you should be able to get everything that you want, because Big Head does put like a limit now on everything that you can get. So if you're getting a member's ticket, you can only get one per member, you know, whereas back then I think you could get up to at least 2 or 3 per member. So anyways, we were in line, and the line was organized by other members of armies, of course, kind of like anywhere. Like, if you lined up in the US for a sound check, whatever, whoever starts the line, you know, is the person who usually like helps control and keep everything organized, right? Well, here's like same kind of idea. Like, the armies that were up front, like K armies that were up front, um, you know, took charge and helped line everybody up, and it was somewhat organized until it started raining, and then everybody had to get pushed back, and then the temperature just dropped, and it was just freezing, like freezing. Like, it was so cold, and like I said, we only had like the 2 small mats between us. And the way that the K armies like set up the line is like, they'll push a few people back and they'll let you set up your little area, and that's your space, and you don't touch someone else, you don't touch your neighbor's space, they don't touch yours. But the amount of space that you get is the space, basically, like how big your mat is how big your personal space is. And again, like I told you guys, like, the mat that my friend and I had was tiny, like tiny. Like, it could, like, literally, if you sit crisscross, like, you know, applesauce, like, you could fit on that one mat. And that was it. Like, only you, no one else. And if you tilt a little bit, you're outside of the mat. That's how small the mat is. Okay. So anyways, basically our spot together was very, very small. And then as I get later in the night, we tried to get some sleep, but we couldn't because it was freezing. The ground was freezing. Our mat sucked. The blanket was tiny, so I go and I buy like this blanket at a convenience store, which I shouldn't have done, but I was so desperate. I was like, I just need some more warmth. Like, it's so cold. We can't go back to our Airbnb. Like, I'm just trying my best here. But of course, the blanket is also super freaking tiny and thin. Like, it really didn't do much for me, to be honest. And then later on the night, we caved and we tried to get we bought this other mat, this other floor mat. It's much bigger now. However, we still can't use it. Why? Well, we can't use it because our space was already the size that it was. All we could do is just fold it in a way where it can fit on top to hopefully shield our body from the cold ground, which it helped like by the tiniest amount. Like, it was still so cold on the floor. Anyways, bottom line is we were miserable. Okay, we got there like at 5 p.m. and we were miserable all the way until like 7 a.m. when everyone was awake. And you would think that things would get better, right? That everyone would stay in the line and stuff like that. But of course they didn't. Which made me so frustrated because we were already in the 200s, which I already wasn't so happy about, because when I line up, I like to be like up close, at least in the 100s. Like, even in the 100s, I'm already feeling a little bit uncomfortable because you have to wait so long and you never know what can happen. So anyways, when we went to go line up again, people were putting away their mats, and the next thing you know, people from the way back, I'm talking about from the thousands, like, they rushed forward and got in front of everyone that was in the 200, 300, 400s. Like, they basically cut all of us. And, you know, my friend and I, we run and we try to get in as close as we can. And we know that, like, we're probably at the 500s. Like, we knew, like, we were, like, pretty screwed. But we're like, you know what? I mean, it's fine. As long as we're not in the 1000s, we should be fine, right? So then, the girl from before that helped organize the whole line, she came back down and she helped organize again. And she came up with this idea. I mean, she spoke in Korean, and I just heard translation from other armies who spoke Korean and English. So maybe the translation was lost somewhere. But her stance, well, her idea was, because people from the 1000 cut all these people that from the 2-300s, how about the people from the 2-300 numbers step out? Oh, side note, I just wanted to add that we don't get numbers written on our hand like in America do. Like, here you just, it's an estimate game. Like, you lined up and that's who you are, that's where you are. You just remember your neighbors, and you know, and try to make friends with them, or else like you're screwed. But anyways, so she pulls the people out of the line. At first, my friend and I were really confused. Like, we were like, should we go or should we stay? Like, what's going on? But we're like, you know what, we're gonna go, because she made it sound like the people who came earlier can step out the line, form this other line, and they'll push those people forward so that you're not all the way in the back, so you're where you're supposed to be. Obviously, like, there's gonna be people that lie and stuff, but we were like, hey, if there's a chance that we can get further up, because I mean, we've been there the whole night long, then maybe we should just give it a try. Little did we know, we go to this other side, and all of a sudden the line that we left gets pushed forward, and they get to go in before us. And it was just so frustrating to watch, from us being like in the 200s going down to the 500s, and then now we were for sure like in the 1000s. And we were like, we would be lucky if we were like even able to get any merch. But I told my friend, you know, we still have the order to pick up on Weebly. So while we were lining up, we did that, and we did get everything that we wanted. But we stayed in line anyway just to see. And I guess thank goodness, I guess Big Hit changed their policy to where certain items get sold out at a certain time, to cut people back from lining up or whatever. So this time around, it seems what they did is nothing is sold out. They're fully stocked on everything, so it doesn't matter how late you go to go buy merch, nothing is sold out. Sorry guys, another quick insert. So what I basically wanted to imply here, but I don't know, like I was really tired when I filmed this during that time, but what I meant was basically it didn't matter what time you showed up to the venue to buy merch for the first day anyways. Like, nothing was sold out. You could probably come back like at 1 p.m. things will still not be sold out. Like, they did it so differently than how they've done like all the other tours that I've been on and my friend have been on. It was a total curveball, and it made me really upset, because basically my friend and I didn't even really have to line up. We could have just showed up later on in the day and get all that we needed, and it would have been fine, because nothing was sold out. Things didn't start selling out until like the second and third day. The second and third day was when they started putting a cap on everything. Like at a certain time, certain member pickets would sell out, and then at a certain time, like certain mini flags will sell out. You know, things like that, like what they usually do. Yeah, but on the first day, nothing. It was all in. Like, you can come in at any time and you can get whatever you want, and nothing was sold out. Yeah. Yeah, so you can line up as many times as you want to get how many ever thing you want. yeah. Of course, there's still like, you know, the set amount of things that you can get, but let's say you want like 3 Tay picket, but the rule is you only get 1 per transition. Well, you pay, you know, and then you get out of line, you try to line back up again, you can go buy another Tay picket. I mean, the line was okay. The line wasn't so bad like how it usually is for merch, so that was a very good thing. I think their plan of having like the order to pick up and like the on-site merch sale really helped a lot. Like it really did cut back on people lining up and the wait time and things like that. So I do think Big Hit did a great job. Um, on the K Army side, like I was really frustrated with that girl. But then again, like I thought about it, I was like, you know, it really isn't her job to do it. And she tried her best, and I think maybe translation got lost somewhere. Maybe she meant the other line was gonna get pushed. If you came early, you should stay in that line. And my friend and I just misunderstood, or the people who translate for us misunderstood, and we went to the other line. And I don't know, like I think there was some mistranslation somewhere. So I don't blame her, but I was highly upset at that moment. I was just so ready to give up, but I promised my friend that I was gonna stay with her, so I did. Yeah, so that's the end of my story. Sorry, it's not really like super interesting. I just thought I'd share with you guys like what went on, and in case you're curious, in case in the future if you're planning to sign up for merch, what to know and what to look out for. Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna film it?
Are you gonna talk?
I just wanna film who's.
Alright. Random unboxing in the middle of Myeongdong. How do I open this shit? Oh, I'm messing it up. Oh well. I'm really in it for the photo card.
Oh my god, if it is.
Oh, it's thick.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Wait, is that RM?
yeah, it's June.
I'm so mad.
Okay, let's open all of them. Fuck it. Fuck. These are gonna go in my eyes, but it's okay. We're just open all of them. The shit I
You
do.
can probably sell this too.
The shit I do for BTS. Okay. Jimin! Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay. Oh. So far, so good.
She gave you how many boxes?
6. Dang, so I'm not gonna have one member, or I'm gonna have a dupe. Let's hope for no dupes
Oh, he's so gorgeous and mad.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm fine. Yo. I'm gonna wear the hell out of these contact lenses. Okay. First dupe. That's pretty good though. 6 boxes.
You get one dude, that's good.
Alright, last box, guys. Here.
Go.
I want Jungkook. Give me Jungkook. Please, please, please. Jungkook.
J-Hope.
Jungkook. It's not Jungkook. Ah, another dude.
Hey, at least you can trade them.
Yeah. There are people out there that trade these. I don't know.
So I know after all this, I'm gonna head to my friend's place and sleep. Wait up at 4 and head out. Casual weekend. I know Khan doesn't drink. Do you drink? What? Do you drink? Drink? Yeah, I do. Sorry, I was just laughing. Oh no, I was like, wait, why?
She also want to drink with her.
Khan doesn't drink.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm gonna be able to sing along. It's my voice.
Were you screaming yesterday? I'm
있어 뭘 하고 있을까 너무 많은 말이 나 보고 싶어하는 건 같은 게 하나 있죠 내가 들고 나면 꼭 잘되지 너는 거기처럼 힘겨울이 오만 나무들이 하나마다 오고 싶어
어떤 곡이 제일 좋았어요? 역시 그거 같아요.
Oh my god. Yep. Oh my god.
오르락 내리락 그 잠시만 밤새 서로 지쳐버렸네 의미 없는 감정 소모해 반복된 시선
시선 속에
준비는 지겨 놓치며
In this world 빛나는 나를 소중한 내 영혼을 이제 기다려 other place.